Live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft podcast. This is episode number 33, and we are concluding hashtag Project Week here. And I'm joined by one of the voices of the project himself, Absolute Kris Kage. How's it going, brother?
Good evening, sir, and good evening, all the fans of Respect the Craft. It is a pleasure to be here to end off Project Week. Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you for coming on, man. Definitely. Again, unfortunately, the podcast was originally scheduled for Saturday due to some issues. It worked out though, because now we're officially the whole week is passed. So it's been Project Week. So definitely we've been getting you guys ready for this Saturday. It's gonna be a hell of an event that you guys gotta come out and enjoy. So before we get into that though, before we get into all things project, I have a few questions for you. So you know the deal, you know how the show goes. I got to ask you first off, the show is called Respect the Craft. So when you hear that term, when you hear the craft, what does that mean to you?
You know, I've been a fan of this for maybe more years than I feel comfortable in sharing. But the fact of the matter is that what we do, the pro wrestling business, is my number one passion, my number one love in my life. So when we're talking respect the craft, we're talking about respecting something that I almost love like a family member. So my respect for it could not be any higher. And anyone that knows me knows that I respect it and every single intricate detail of what we do, from being in front of the camera to being behind the camera.
Got you. No, definitely. Here we go. We already got people in the chat. We got Matt Awesome. He's giving you your props there. There you go.
All right. Shout out to Matt. Matty, how you doing? All right. He already knows. You see that? Matt knows exactly who's here on the show today.
There you go. So let's get into it, because again, one of the reasons I know you, it's been some years now since the good old days of BCW when I got to meet you as a member of the Zoltan.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit.
Nice picture right there, looking real sexy. Look at those guys. The superstar they call Whiplash, the absolute Kris Kage, the baddest band in the land, they say.
Definitely. So let's talk a little bit about that. It's been some years. How has that been, that growth from the days of the Zoltan to now? Again, you've been changing it up a little bit. You're a little more now into the suit game. So how has that growth been for you and that evolution from the tag days to now with the stuff with La Camorra and with TJ?
You know, I've gotten that question a lot lately, and the answer is real simple. The answer is business. The fact of the matter is while me and the superstar have had our 20-year history, which has gone nowhere, mind you, the Zoltan is still alive and well. The fact of the matter is about a year ago, I suffered an injury that took me out of action indefinitely, or at least for an extended period of time. And in that time, I was given the opportunity to branch out a little bit and to try on new hats. And, one of the things that I've always been known for is my loud mouth and the fact that I don't know when to shut up sometimes to my own detriment. But it allowed me another platform in being allowed to get behind the commentators table with our good buddy Alphonse Stevens, my partner, the man. And most recently, as you've mentioned, throwing on the suit and tie to sit in the corner of the Don himself, the Thanos of the Northeast, and the most powerful man in all of Project Codename Wrestling, that being Public Enemy number 1, TJ Marconi.
Got you. No, definitely. And hey, it's worked out for you again, having those different avenues to work around and still be a part of this business that you love. It's always great. So again, I know you can't be officially in the ring as a competitor yet, but I know that doesn't stop the training. It doesn't stop you from wanting to sharpen your tools a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about the two guys you've been training with. Again, a legendary duo, two guys I call Theos. They've been on this podcast twice already. Talk to us your relationship with these guys right here, the SAT themselves.
Oh, another sexy picture. My man Ray bringing out all the sexy pictures tonight. There you go, right there. The NYWC World Tag Team Champions, the SAT. My mentors, Joel and Jose, and Will. Can't forget about Will Maximo, the great Will Maximo. It's been about 10 years, give or take, since actually we're in 2022. So we just past the 10-year mark of when I first linked up with the SAT and when we started training together. But very much versed in the quote unquote style of today, as they like to say. And our relationship is still pretty healthy. We still get in there as much as we can together, not as often as we used to, of course, but it's always great when we link up to sharpen those skills, like you said, because there's rarely many that have skills any sharper than the Theos, as you call them.
No, definitely. And here we go. We got Desmond Cole in the chat saying, "My dude Cage." What's up, Des? What's up?
Desmond Cole. What up? Shout out to Desmond Cole. Been watching you, baby. I know you've been back from injury, tearing it up. Can't wait for us to cross paths.
Brother, I got to see him last night kill it with Griffin McCoy. That matchup was fire. Can't wait for people to get to see that. He killed it at Catalyst last night. So that
always
dude
love Desmond Cole. Desmond Cole, he's going to be big things. Definitely. I've told him that. He knows how I feel about him, and I hope he keeps pushing.
Definitely. But here we go. Now, we talked about your relationship with SAT, your stuff with Whiplash. But now, I know this one's going to be a little hard because I know it's business, but talk to us a little bit about this with you and TJ. Because, again, I've questioned it to TJ himself. I questioned it to a few people that have come on the podcast. And I got to ask you straight up, what's in it for you with this relationship with TJ Marconi? Do you really have his back? I got to ask you because, again, it's a little... I don't know. I'm just trying to put my analytical hat here, and I don't know.
I sense a little doubt in your voice there, Ray.
Just a little.
You got something you want to say to me?
I'm just saying. Again, there has to be something. Again, there's a reason he's held championships everywhere. He has a big target on his back. So I'm just saying, dude, what's in it for you here?
Key word right there. See, I knew if I let you drag it out, you would hit the nail on the head, and you did. This man has won championship belts all over the Northeast, all over the tri-state area, the most powerful man in all the tri-state area, I may argue. And in that time, out of your own words, there's been a big target on his back. And over the past couple of years, both pre and post-pandemic, we have seen the consequences of that target on the big man's back. It has proven not to be that safe at the top of the mountain for public enemy number one. So when the opportunity was presented to me to watch the big man's back, to be in the big man's corner, to make sure nobody hurts the big man, and most importantly, sneak attacks him from behind, which seems to be the MO of everybody that wants a shot at the top spot, I could not resist. Reason being is because, like I said before, it was TJ Marconi that looked out for me when my knee went down, when I had no place, and I was sitting at home. It was TJ that gave me the call and offered me the spot. It was TJ that pulled those strings as only he can to get me behind the commentator's table and then get me behind him and in the corner of the heavyweight champion. I mean, how could you resist?
Okay, so see, now that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear reasoning.
And to answer your question more directly, when you asked me about if he can trust me and if I really have his back, you've known me long enough to know that when I pledge my loyalty to somebody, it's ironclad.
No, I got you. Again, I just wanted to hear reasoning because it just felt like, again, a little out of the blue here. But I get it. I can respect it. There we go. But here we go. Someone you definitely have some history with as well. He's asking what you drinking there. We got the big man, Sam. We got Ray.
Oh, the big man, the Riot Rays himself, Savage Sam, asking what I'm drinking. I'm actually drinking a special blend, and the big man knows exactly what those may entail. I've been known for them over the years. They have different flavors, and they have different treats inside. You have to be partying with me to know what I'm talking about, but he knows what I'm talking about.
There you go. That's another man. You got relationships with the GOAT right there.
Absolutely. Long time, my brothers in arms, forever and ever. That's another thing too. Don't sleep. You know, if things ever get tough, if the mud ever gets too thick, you know that I have different avenues. There are different phone calls that I can make to even the odds. You know what I'm talking about, Ray?
No, definitely. I definitely know. Again, Whiplash, you could talk Rays, you could talk, hey, even AJ Orsini.
That's right.
He has his connections. So
the OTP himself, baby. Watch out, because you don't want to be in his crosshairs either. Yeah, if you're in his crosshairs, you're in the crosshairs of the Blood Brothers, and that's something you just don't want.
Definitely. And there we go. There we go. Ray's putting you over right here.
See, he knows what I'm talking about.
Awesome. So let's get into it again. Let's get into why we're here today. Let's talk Project Codename Wrestling. This Saturday, it's gonna be Fallout, brought to you in the Boys and Girls Club in Union County. Sorry, want to make sure we get that correct because again, people were getting that mistaken at the last show as well. So make sure you guys are going to the right location.
That's right.
To be a part of this great event.
Google
so
Map.
let's talk it here. Let's talk about this first matchup that I wanted to bring up because it was announced today. It was finally announced. The Hot Start Scramble is happening this Saturday. And again, it has some familiar faces, has some debuts as well. A man you know really well in Whiplash making his debut for the project.
Well, we talked about pulling the strings, baby. And you think that the captain wasn't going to pull some strings to bring the old superstar in there? You mentioned it. And I just mentioned it earlier today. The Zoltan is alive and well, and that's you seeing proof of it right there. I'm very excited to see the superstar they call Whiplash back in action, in the project, in singles action, in a scramble match with he is very, you already know he has much experience in. In fact, I kind of feel bad for everybody else in the scramble. You know what I'm saying?
There's also that surprise element again. There's a mystery man.
We got a mystery man. You could never forget about the mystery man. You know what I'm saying? I got word on the street that the mystery man is going to be a big one. But I can't reveal anything. You know how it is. I'm not trying to get into no heat.
No, got you.
The bottom line is you got the superstar they call Whiplash. You got the flyboy Nino Cruz. He was in the last one. He was in the last Hot Star Scramble, came up a little bit short, but he's got a chance to redeem himself this time. You got the debut of the Stimulation himself, Dash and D1000. I got some history with Dash and D1000. The superstar they call Whiplash has history with Dash and D1000. But does Dash and D1000 have what it takes to secure the win in his debut at the project? I don't know. Not only that, you got the return to action. It's been a 4 or 5 year layoff of the Iron Fist himself, Joe Bullrock, somebody that I know very well, somebody that anybody in my family, you talk about Rays, you talk about Whiplash, you talk about Joe Bullrock. Goes back with us even to the old 2KW Pro days. Ooh, he's going to make his return. He's been training with a very absolute trainer. Can't say who it is, but just know that he's been getting the best of preparation for this show. And I'm also excited to see what he's got to offer in the Hot Start Scramble. We've called it the Hot Start Scramble before, but this Saturday, April 16th, it is going to be hot, and it is going to start hotter than it's ever started before. Mark my words.
Oof, there you go. Here we go. We got some good reactions for Joe Bullrock right there. Look at that. Chris Barnes,
there we go.
To see him.
There we go. We got some Joe Bullrock fans, as they should be.
There we go. We got Sam saying it's going to be a good show right there. And even AJ Orsini in the chat talking about Joe Bullrock. There we go. There we go. Everyone putting him over right there. Everyone's excited. But no, definitely. And again, that's a great lineup right there. Those 4 confirmed. And then that mystery, you never know. Last time we saw it, we saw the debut of Ghost Shadow. Theo Ghost made his debut, and he stole the victory right there.
That's one thing about the mystery. That's one thing about the mystery opponent when it comes to these Hot Star Scrambles. It's always a wild card. You saw the poster right there. These 3, 4 other men, they have a chance to prepare for each other. But how you going to prepare for the question mark? You could never prepare for the question mark.
Definitely. But again, we never know. Maybe it's even Deshaun Pratt because CMD put out their alert. They're saying they're coming in no matter what the project says.
That's right. So I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see. And here we go. We got my boy Conrad in the chat. Thanks for supporting Conrad. Definitely check out the interview. It's gonna be a fun one here.
All right.
So let's go into this one now. Let's talk about again. El Jefe is kind of in his own business right now. So let me hear your thoughts on this. Big Cuzzo possibly aligning with First Class here. It's a little odd for Big Cuzzo. I didn't think he's going to be a guy that would join a group like First Class with Miguel Sosa. He's usually that fun-going guy. What your thoughts on this new side of Big Cuzzo here?
You know, it's funny. I think Big Cuzzo's a perfect example of perception is reality. You just mentioned it. For the past couple of years, Big Cuzzo's only given us one flavor. That being the fun-loving, party all the time guy. He wants to make everyone smile. But I know for a fact, you see, I talk to Big Cuzzo behind the scenes. And I know for a fact that Big Cuzzo has the desire to have something a little more valuable in his life. Something that he can look back on and he can say, I did that. I accomplished that. Picasso, I think, has played around for a little bit too long, and I think he's looking to turn over a new leaf, if you know what I'm talking about. Now, when it comes to the relationship between him and Miguel Sosa, though I may be close to Mr. Sosa himself, I can neither confirm nor deny any rumors about an alliance or any affiliation, if you will.
Well then. Wait, so that leads me to ask, what's your relationship there? Are you trying to make some deals with El Jefe himself?
Oh, it's business, baby. As you know, Sosa is El Jefe. He's the boss. He's the guy that makes things happen in the project. At the same time, it is my job to work in the best interest of public enemy number one, TJ Marconi. Token. Sometimes, me and Sosa come to some agreements. Sometimes, let's just call them agreements.
Got you. Hey, that's when that special blend has to come out.
At the end of the day, it's all what is best for business and what is going to be best for the future of the project. You can be guaranteed that.
There you go. So here we go. We got someone interested here. The king of the scramble himself, another former guest of the podcast. He just puts a smiley face.
The king of the scramble.
I don't know what that means.
And you know what? He put a smile on his face because he just saw my face, and my face always puts a smile on his face. I know that for a fact. Not only that, him putting his smiley face just put a smile on my face. There you go. Snap a picture. You just got it. And I would like to personally extend the invitation to the king of the scramble to be our guest cater at the Hot Star Scramble this Saturday. I mean, who better? Who better to give us his insight? Who better to call the action with me and Alphonse Stevens than the king of the scramble himself? And maybe he could give us a little insight into his one-on-one match with the powerhouse himself, Astro Morales.
Hey, there you go. But let's keep it going here. Because, again, we talked about First Class. We talked about that little relationship there. Let's talk about them being in action. Because we got Sebastian Cage. We got El Johnny Santos himself taking on the currently a team that's 0-1 right now in BWF, best wrestlers forever, a team you definitely have your history with. You've gotten to be in the ring with those guys, with Mr. James himself and Mantequilla. Your thoughts on this tag matchup right here?
This is one this is really exciting. Can't lie. You mentioned it, best wrestlers forever. They don't want to have a losing record with a name like that, but we'll talk about that later. But you did hit the nail on the head when you said that I've shared the ring in one form or another for these men. I'm very excited about this. At the last show, we have a First Class and Sebastian Cage in action against Anthony Gangone that tore the house down. But this time, we are going to have both him and El Hombre himself, El Johnny Santos, one of my personal favorites. He knows that. And like you mentioned, Mr. James and Mantequilla. What an amazing tag team. I don't know which way it's gonna go. If I had to throw my money on it, I might throw it at First Class. Sorry, best wrestlers forever. Just my personal pick. But the man asked me a question and I gotta throw him an answer.
Hey, there you go. No, definitely. And again, I said it from the last podcast I had talking about, again, BWF. You would think they have that chemistry. They've known each other for years. They've trained with each other, all that. But I don't know. Maybe that tag team chemistry isn't all there. And Johnny Santos and Sebastian Cage, they have a little more of that tag team chemistry. They know each other a little better when it comes to that. They might have that slight advantage on Saturday.
You know what, Ray? The bottom line is while the two amazing talents that Mantequilla and Mr. James are, the fact of the matter is, you know this, they've spent a lot of their careers in singles competition. So this could still be that time where they're trying to get the gears rolling and they're trying to find that mojo and find that chemistry as a tag team. It's not always easy. Not everyone has that born-again Christian history like the Zoltan. You understand what I'm talking about?
Gotcha. Which that was going to lead to my next question as well. How important, and again, I can imagine it definitely is, but for you, for tag team wrestling to be a part of the project. Again, you have your history. Again, a solid history as a tag team competitor. How important is it to see it just on fire here at the project?
Well, listen to me. Tag team wrestling is the most important thing.
1 second. Tag team wrestling still alive, baby.
Tag team wrestling still alive right there, says the superstar they call Whiplash. So obviously you can plainly see that the tag team status in the project is very near and dear to my heart. and something that I hope will be flourishing and will be turning heads in the months to come, which I'm very confident that it will be. And I know that First Class and the B tag match this Saturday is going to be the foundation and the building blocks to that tag team division. And hey, don't just because you see me wearing the blazer, just because you see me behind the desk, don't ever think you know what the absolute Kris Kage is going to do next. You understand? Remember,
no, I can imagine you're gonna be watching the matchup with a different eye as well.
That's right.
I know once that knee's healed up,
I won't lie. Sometimes it hurts the heart a little bit that I got to sit behind to see these cats do it not as well as the superstar and myself would. You understand what I'm talking about?
I got you. But here we go. Hey, there we go. We got AJ also bring that up. BWF lives. In a sense, it does. In this variation lives, right there. Baby. So there you go. Here we go. We also got Wes and Kyle in the chat saying what's going on. What's up, brothers? Thank you so much for watching.
Wes and Kyle, what up, you players?
Thank you. There we go. Hashtag left hand top. There you go.
There, hashtag left hand on top. They already know.
There you go. There we go. So let's go on to the next contest here. You mentioned it earlier. You gave him the invite to be a guest commentator for the Scramble. Let's talk about this. The king of the Scramble himself, Icebox Walter Diaz, taking on the debuting Astro Morales. This one's going to be a fight right here. This one brought to you by NEW. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a fight.
Yes, that's right. Brought to us by New Evolution Wrestling. Shout out to NEW for bringing us this matchup. You said it, baby. This one is going to be something. And I'm looking forward to this one too, because he got the king of the Scramble. You know, I love him. But he's made no bone. He likes to run his mouth a little bit. Sometimes it gets us into trouble. You know, us mouth runners. You know what I'm talking about? And on April 16th, he may have to pay the piper for some of the things that he said in the past. Astro Morales, as you know, not big on the talking, not big on the going back and forth war of words type of guy. Astro comes in to cause the pain. And I got to tell you, while my love is out there for the king of the Scramble, I'm a little bit.
Yeah, he was a little vocal when he came on the podcast, and I'm just looking at him like, you sure you want to say this? We're on air. This stays on the interwebs, but hey, this is.
And I respect it, baby. That's what you need. That's what it's all about. You got to have confidence. And I respect the fact that the king of the Scramble believes in his heart that he's going to take Astro Morales down. And hey, I want to see it. Okay. Who knows? Yeah, I might have money riding on it either way. You know what I'm saying?
He's
put a little something on the king of the Scramble world. Look at this. He's talking right now. I see it. He's talking about he's never beaten. Astro's never beaten him. There you have it. The proof is in the pudding right there, baby.
Well, there you go. Again, we're going to have to wait to see. We're going to have to wait on Saturday because, again, talk might be – he could talk the talk, but can he walk the walk when it comes to facing Astro? Because everyone can talk till they get punched in the mouth.
That's true. So, and Astro got those big frying pan hands. I know you've seen him.
Yeah. So, but let's go to another one because this one, again, both of these guys have talked the talk. They definitely could walk that walk, and I'm looking forward to this one. This one being brought to you by the Compass itself. It's going to be the Church's Money Black G's taking on Machine Gun Money Dominic De Niro. This one's going to be a clash of not only styles, but clash of generations here because you got Unk, the veteran himself, Black G's, NWA Zone Black G's taking on Dominic De Niro. I talked to G's about it. He's definitely looking forward to it. And again, he's also looking to shut Dom up because Dom had a lot to say. He cut that promo. He had lots to say about G's. But again, when it comes to Saturday, I don't know if talk's going to be cheap.
As I mentioned before, when it came to Walter Diaz, I respect where Dominic De Niro is coming from. As you may have noticed in the past couple of months, Dominic De Niro has put his foot his pedal to the metal. You know what I'm talking about? And I think Dom is performing at a level that we have not seen him before. Made him a very dangerous man. I've admired him for quite some time, and I've had my eyes on him for multiple reasons. Now, as you mentioned, on Saturday, he's going to have to put his money where his mouth is. And we're talking about somebody who I very much respect in the veteran, the Black G's, NWA's own Black G's. Black G's has been around this game for a long time. He's been in the ring with the absolute best that our territory and beyond has to offer. He got the experience. He knows the tricks of the trade. He knows how to get dirty if he has to. And I don't know if Dom is ready for that. I'm waiting to see if Dom is ready to pass the test. I have faith in him, and I believe that he does have what it takes. But like you said, it's put up or shut up time. And, you know, pun intended, it's time for both of them to put their money where their mouth is.
It really is. And again, both of those guys, they're all about that money. They're prize fighters.
That's right.
Getting that win.
Matter of fact, we're calling this the money match. You and me, we just came up with it. I really just came up with the idea, but I'll give you some credit. The money match of this Saturday, April 16th, is the Church's money versus Machine Gun Money. I don't know why they didn't throw that on the flyers. I need to make some calls. But there you go, right there. It's the money match, baby.
There you go. There you go. We also got to mention that a little bit, though. Hopefully, Dominic De Niro is allowed to compete. Because I had to bring that up. Miguel de Sosa last time didn't. Allegedly, he was for his best interest, keeping Dominic De Niro away from the ring. Allegedly, there was an injury. Your thoughts on that?
You know, I got sources, Ray. Okay.
Okay. What was your source?
From what I understand, Mr. De Niro's health wasn't as up to par as he may have made project management believe. You understand what I'm talking about? Now, again, I respect a man for wanting to go in there, you know, with a couple of licks on him. That's what this is all about. You know what? We get bruised. It ain't ballet, as they say, right? Sometimes you got to go into the war with a couple of battle scars. But in the interest of Mr. De Niro's health, which I do not disagree with, Mr. Sosa deemed it was better, or was better for business, as you will, if he would have sit that one out. And hey, who's to say we wouldn't have got this money match with the Church's money if we had allowed if they had allowed Mr. De Niro to compete.
Okay. And I like that little slip up though. Again,
there's no slip up. There's no slip up.
Okay.
No, I didn't hear a slip up.
Okay. We're gonna move on. I don't want to anger the man here. We still got a few more things to talk about.
No,
so again, let's talk more tag team wrestling. Again, a subject you definitely love here. Let's talk about this. We have the undefeated, the reunited Taboo Crew taking on a team with so much history here. A team that, again, two veterans of the game, Jersey All-Pro legends. You have Steve Scott, and again, it's insane to get to see this pairing here. You're an Arcadia here. Like seeing Arcadia, I'm speechless. And seeing them be a pair here with Kodak iPhone, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on the Taboo Crew versus Arcadia and Scott. Not a big fan of the tag team name, if I may say so myself. However, the Taboo Crew, you want to talk about guys that I'm fans of. You want to talk about guys that I respect and guys that I enjoy partying with. Oh my God, does the big deal Craig Steele know how to throw a party? Okay, and does he know how to pack an entourage? Let me just say that. But you mentioned it. We got Arcadia, we got Scott. So much history, these two guys, and we got the Taboo Crew, who got some deep history of their own in the tag team ranks. We talked about the tag team match earlier, BWF versus First Class. They might have a little bit of competition, in my opinion, with this tag match right here. It's going to be up in the air which tag team match steals it. I got faith in both of them, but this is going to be a good one as well. Don't sleep on the big men, the Taboo Crew.
No, definitely not. And again, like I talked about it with Alphonse Stevens, you have that mixture there because you have a team that is a well-oiled tag team. Taboo Crew have teamed before. Again, we talked about it earlier with BWF as well. With Arcadia and Steve Scott, they're two great singles competitors. So again, you have to think about, again, they're great veterans of the game. They've been around for years, but how good are they as a team though? They aren't that cohesive unit like the Taboo Crew.
I think you just made my decision for me when it comes to who I'm betting on this weekend. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there we go. Again, it's all business right there.
That's right.
So definitely. But here we go. A matchup I definitely know you're going to have your eyes on for some other reasons, but we're not going to talk about that yet. But let's just talk about the matchup itself here because we have the debut of the Spartan Pitbull himself, Nikos Ricos, taking on the King of the North himself, the Bayonne badass, the Boricua badass himself, Danny Moff. Danny Moff, after an impressive debut at the first Project Codename Wrestling show. Rest in peace, Josh Glide. But your thoughts here. Again, try to be somewhat unbiased. Because again, I know you have your business relationship, but we'll get into that later on.
Unbiased. I'm always unbiased. That's first of all. I don't have a biased bone in my body. Thank you very much. Okay. That's one. Number two, let's talk about this match here. You know, Dan Moff, he shows up on March 5th at the Project Genesis. He likes to throw his weight around, literally. Thinks he could just walk in and demand spots and slots and challenge whoever he wants. And that's not how we work around here. You know for a fact that that's not how Public Enemy number 1 works. So when Mafi shows up and he wanted to, again, with all due respect to Mr. Josh Glide, he wanted to show up and he wanted to challenge the big man himself. He wanted to challenge TJ Marconi, not what he's going to get. You know why? Why should he challenge TJ Marconi? What has he done to earn for TJ Marconi? TJ Marconi is the man that makes all this go around here in the project. You know what I'm talking about? Moff thinks he could just show up and he could demand things without earning anything. So you know what? Maybe I made a few calls. Maybe I made a deal. Maybe I had an agreement with Miguelsa. Maybe I made a phone call. And maybe the Spartan Pitbull himself is doing me a little bit of a favor. You know why? Because maybe Dan Moff needs to be taught a lesson.
Well then. And again, I know Nikos and Dan Moff, they have their history.
Oh, they have their history.
Coming out of that.
Listen, Ray, there's a method to my madness, baby. There's a reason. You think I'm gonna call some Joe off the street to try and take care of my? No, baby. It's all here. You know, there's a reason. There's a reason I sit in the chair.
Got you. Hey, again, and I can imagine that Rolodex is gonna go far. Again, the options you have are endless. Or I should say they're absolute.
I like that word. Much better word. I like that.
There you go. Let's talk about this one. Let's go into, again, he's looking to keep his record going here. We got Dr. Sleep himself, the former one above all, Anthony Gangone. Again, the project's getting to see a new side of one of my best friends right here. And he's going to be taking on Dangerous Dino Might. I know you know Dino well. You guys have gotten to share that sparring ring and getting to sharpen tools. Your thoughts on this one? Again, on this new level of intensity as well from Dr. Sleep, Anthony Gangone.
Well, you know, I hear you're putting over your friend Dr. Sleep, Anthony Gangone, but this is one of those contests that you and me may have to agree to disagree. You know what I'm talking about? Because while Anthony Gangone is having a little trouble finding himself and deciding exactly what direction he wants to go. Is he dark? Is he gold? Is he black? Is he, you know what I'm talking about? He's going up against the dangerous one, Dino Might. My boy, it's a little bit deeper than just sharing the ring for sparring. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm going to leave it at that right now. Dino has a little bit of that absolute knowledge in his brain. And I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about intensity. You want to talk about somebody that's coming in here to prove a point on Saturday night. You got to be talking about Dino Might. He came out of that loss against Barton last month, and he's got something to prove this Saturday. And I wouldn't want to be Dr. Sleep on April 16th. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, again, I don't want to cause an argument here. All I'm saying is you might want to get your boy a pillow because Dino might be sleeping after
Ray
Saturday.
Sanchez talking a little bit big here. I don't know. We might have to make it interesting, Mr. Ray.
Huh? I'll be there Saturday.
You're down to put a little something on that, huh?
I'll be there Saturday. We can make a deal.
Oh, you will be there Saturday. I'm gonna put you in a seat right next to me and Alphonse Stevens, so that way you can get my laugh up close and personal when your boy Dr. Sleep eats the 3-second tan. You know what I'm talking about?
There we go. But again, maybe don't focus on me because let's talk about this now. Let's talk about a subject I know you have very much intentions in. Again, we heard earlier from the Don himself. He put out his thoughts. He's still being vague, though. He's not giving us a true answer. I know he's going to want to make the people wait. He wants them to come in. He wants them to be there. So, again, maybe we don't even hear the answer that night. But your thoughts on this? Again, Dan Moff issued the challenge. He wants the king himself. He wants the Mad Titan. He wants Public Enemy number 1. Your thoughts on this? And do you have any insight you could give us a little bit into TJ's mindset going into Saturday?
It's simple, buddy. I mentioned it a few minutes ago. You know, Marv, he ran in here, started running his mouth. He started demanding things. Disrespect number one already. Didn't come with respect. Didn't ask permission. Didn't go through the right avenues. But I can neither confirm nor deny any rumors about what TJ Marconi plans or plans not to do on Saturday. Fact of the matter is Moff is going to get his answer when TJ decides he's going to get his answer. The Project fans are going to get their answer when TJ decides they get their answer. The question is Moff going to be ready for the answer when he gets it? He may not like the response. You know, I know Moff walks around with his big chest and he walks around rah, rah, rahing. But, you know, I know from personal experience that there's a pussycat behind all that roaring. You know what I'm talking about?
Oof. Again, this is that mouth of yours might get you in trouble, brother. I'm just saying.
Just calling it like I see it. That's all I'm saying. You asked my perspective, baby. I'm giving you my perspective.
Hey, again, these are your words. If Dan Moff is listening, these are the sole opinions of Kris Kage. I have nothing to do with what he's saying right here. But again, there you go. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens Saturday. But again, before we get into the main event here, let's talk about one more guy that he said he's making his way as well. Your thoughts on he's trying to make life-changing things happen at the project. Joe Ocasio is making his debut at the project this Saturday. Your thoughts on his debut? Hey,
you know what? Last year I got a little bit of a taste of the life-changing mantra that Mr. Ocasio brings to the table, and I got to tell you, it's powerful stuff. I saw it firsthand. I've seen people have their lives changed by Mr. Joe Ocasio. So I'm pretty excited to see what he's going to bring to the project, what he has to offer, and whose life he's going to change. If he's going to change anybody's life this Saturday, I think he will. I think we're going to find out. But I'm excited, baby. He's a specimen. You already know. Another veteran of the game. Another ring general. And I'm telling you, have you been a part of his seminars? Have you been to a life-changing seminar?
I've seen what he could do. I've heard his word.
I'm telling you, to all of you people listening, we all got things going on in our lives. You know, sometimes a little bit overwhelming, sometimes a little bit too much to handle. You might want to come down to the project this Saturday. Have a word with Joe Ocasio because he just may be able to change your life.
Hey, he does things. He's everywhere he's going now.
He does things.
Followers. He's gaining those followers. He's gaining those believers, if you will.
That's right.
Maybe that's
it's growing.
As well at the project.
I've seen him. Listen, man, I've seen all his sheep. I mean, I've seen his flock. They're growing. You know, he's got a lot of supporters, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make a difference.
So definitely. Who knows? Maybe he'll gain a few more at the project. Maybe he'll bring in some more to join his system there. But we'll have to wait and see. But now, let's go into this. Let's go into the main event matchup here.
Oh, shout out to Steve Lugo. I see what you're talking about. You are absolutely right when you say I'm one of the best. I don't like the words one of the best. We'll just take those one of the out and we'll put the best. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Steve the Body Lugo himself in the chat right there. But let's talk about this.
He knows what he's talking about.
There we go. Let's talk about this as we have the Renaissance, again, another alumni of the podcast here, and taking on the one Mantis with another veteran of the game, Unk himself, Julius Smokes.
Somebody that I have unfinished business with might I add.
Do you? Okay. We'll get into that as well. But here we go. 2 years in the making here. Two guys that have been as close as friends, but now turned bitter enemies. We got to hear Nikolai's side of things. We got to hear what he was thinking going into this matchup. The reason for even putting hands on Julius Smokes, which I still don't understand, but hey, everyone has their reasons. Everyone has a reason to get something out of their opponent. But your thoughts on this matchup here?
Well, you know, super excited. Let me get that out of the way first. Because when you look up and down the card for Saturday night, you got matches that if you were to try and guess which one was the one that was going to steal the show, it may be a little tough to call. And because of this one right here, I don't really know which one I'm going to throw up in the air. Nikolai White, the Renaissance, against the one himself, Mantis. He claims to be the top guy in the project. He's going to have a chance to prove it this Saturday. But you said it, 2 years in the making. I was there for the last one, baby. I know exactly what these two can do together, both as partners, both as rivals, and they are great friends. But I think they're better enemies. And on Saturday, you're going to see proof of that because they just might be that 5, 6, 7 stars. I don't know. I don't want to call it yet, but it's definitely going to be something. I'm very much looking forward to it. And when it comes to Mantis and Julius Smokes, you talked about earlier, last month in March at the project, Julius Smokes had a little problem with his hands and where he was putting them. But let's just say we'll get to that when we get to that. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, you got to be right. You were right there as well. You were a part of that three-way dance. We saw TJ, we saw PJ Savage, and we saw Mantis, which again, I can imagine the Don's not too happy about that loss either.
Listen, we don't want to bring that up right now. You know what I'm saying? Last few weeks have been a little let's get to Fallout. Let's stop worrying about Genesis, we don't know if the boss is
I get it.
Just,
hey, we have to. I can imagine that's how you game plan, though. You got to look at the past to make sure you get your way to the future there.
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. You're talking to the absolute Kris Kage. You're talking to the captain here. You know who you're talking to right here? You're talking about the person that covers all the angles. If you've thought of it, I've already thought of it 10 years earlier. You understand? Wherever you're standing, I'm 360 steps ahead of you and everybody else here. All right, so just let's don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I'm thinking about, what angle I'm coming from, what my strategy is. That's why it's strategy, because I'm not going to let you or anybody else know what I'm doing ahead of time.
Got you. Hey, again, I'm just doing my job here. Again, you know how it is. You're a very analytical man. You're trying to get all the information.
Oh, that's right.
I've seen the backstage interviews.
I got all the information, baby. I already know it. I know what's going down.
So, hey, again. But let's talk about it again. It's this Saturday, guys. Again, we've run down the card for you, let you know everything you to expect. You're going to want to be there. Ticket link is in the description down below. Make your way to the project and make sure you're a part of, again, a history event. So, but we still have a few more questions before I let you go,
Shoot
Mr. Kage. So let's go into this. Again, I know you're sidelined, unfortunately, can't do much of the in-ring, but I know you're still watching. I know you're still keeping your eyes on everything that's going on. So again, when you're getting that clear, when you're getting all that done, who are some guys you have your eyes on? If you can give us a little bit of insight into that, be it tag team wrestling, be it even singles competition. Who do you have your eyes on that you want to step in the ring with?
Well, listen, man. As you mentioned, I've had my eyes on the product even a little more intimately sitting at that commentator's table than I did before. So I've been watching everybody, and I've been watching what they bring to the table. There are some guys that are a little up here on the list when it comes to and anybody that was there at the Boys and Girls Club last month saw what I did to PJ Savage and knows what that history is all about. Now, PJ Savage, I understand he wants no part of the absolute Kris Kage, and hey, I don't blame him. I understand that the takeover want no part of the family, the big man, myself, and anybody else that might be. I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, ride off into the sunset, greener pastures, do what you got to do. But if PJ Savage has ever decided to cross that line again, he might regret that decision. You know what I'm talking about? That's number one. Number two, when it comes to the project, I'm not going to really reveal who I got my eyes on just because, again, going back to strategy, that wouldn't be very smart on my part. And let's just say that I have some plans for the future coming up in the next few months. You know what I'm saying? Some things that may surprise a couple of people, some things that may not, but I promise you it's going to be interesting. And I promise you that you and me are going to come back to this and we're going to have more to talk about it.
Well, now, there you go.
When it comes to the tag team situation, you're talking about the superstar they call Whiplash and myself, the Zoltan. And I got to say, we talked about it earlier, baby. Oh, look at that sexy action. I love when you throw that picture up right there. Let me tell you something. We talked about them earlier. And this actually should be no surprise to anybody. but the NYWC Tag Team Champions. You see, you know how not surprised it was? You threw the picture up before I said it. You took the words out of my mouth. You read my mind because you knew exactly what I was going to say, because it's been 10 years in the making. And I'm sorry to say, the Theos, the uncle, whatever you want to call them, the bros, the big bros, they're ducking, baby. I've been telling them for a long time. Jose, Will, Joel, stop ducking. You know what I'm saying? I've been calling you out for a long time. You know you got the stroke. You know you got the power. I know how things work. Set it up, baby. Get it to happen. The Zoltan, Superstar, Cage, Absolute. You want all three of you? I don't even care. Bring all three of you. It's, you know, if that'll make it fair for you, if that'll make it you feel more comfortable with that, then we'll do that. Okay, 2-on-3, Zoltan versus all three of you. How about that?
Ooh,
maybe you guys actually have a chance.
There you go. Again, I kind of figured that matchup would be thrown around because again, I know your history with the SAT.
Absolutely, but hey, you know what? You want me to be honest? You wanna get raw and uncut here? Yeah, it's the SAT, and there might be a couple, you know, the main event, you know, which we've been in the ring with, the Amazing Graysons, which we've been in the ring with. I don't know how Mr. De Niro and Mr. Barton are doing these days, but you know, let's be honest, they really didn't want to step in the ring with us anyway. Other than that, I mean, look around. Come on, Ray. You're a journalist. You cover the territory. You know as well as I do, the tag team division, the tag team scene in the area is kind of dry, baby.
I can't agree or disagree with that, unfortunately. So again, I gotta keep saying.
I understand you gotta be diplomatic and you're a politician. It's okay, but you know what I'm talking about is true. You know, you could probably name 4 or 5 or maybe on one hand, but you know, past that, you know. It's another reason you got to branch out and you got to do different things because what is there? What is there really?
This is true. This is true. And again, you guys have done that. That's why I asked, because I know you have your eyes on everything. You're not just watching the local. You're watching.
I'm watching all over the place, baby. And let me tell you something. You said it. I've been on the show for a little while, and I can neither confirm nor deny the date of yours truly's return. But I'll tell you what. When that does happen, the tri-state area and the Northeast and our East Coast territory ain't the only action that's going to be cracking, if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, I have been looking. I'm looking all over the place. I'm looking here. I'm looking far. I'm looking wide because it's time to expand our horizons. You know what I'm saying? Broaden our horizons. You know what I'm saying?
Man, there you go. And I expect once that return is closer, we'll get you back on and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about everything going in. So there we go.
I'll be ready. We'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here with the superstar with bells on, and we'll be here to rock this place. You know what I'm talking about?
We'll even do that for a part 2. We'll even bring Whiplash on. Get him to give his thoughts as well.
Oh, yeah. You hear that? Matter of fact, hey. Yo. Come here real quick. So Mr. Raymond Sanchez wants to know if there's any team that the Zoltan has their eye on and wants a piece of in the near future. Anything? What does the superstar got to say? I can't speak for the superstar by myself.
All right, yeah. Listen,
come on, tell him. Tag teams.
Any and every. Is that good?
Any and every. You heard it here first, baby. You know how we are, Ray. We've never been a dream list kind of team. It's whoever wants to step up, whoever's got the balls. You know, we're 2 dudes with bad attitudes. So when we walk into the place, people usually try to stay away. They go the other side of the room. You know what I'm saying? They don't like looking at us face to face. You know how it is? You know, we bring bad vibes to the scene. So anybody who really has the balls to step up to the Zoltan is really the question.
See? I don't even gotta say that. All right. See you later, buddy.
There you go. So that answers my question. That works. So
there you go.
Let's go from that. We talk about.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Definitely. We talked about talent. We talked about teams you want to face any future competitors. Let's talk about places though. Again, I know your main focus right now is definitely going to be the project. That's home base. That's everything. But where else do you have your eyes on? Because again, there's a lot of new places coming out as well. I can imagine you're looking at it, you're seeing what even ETU's doing, other companies like that. Is there anywhere you have your eyes on that, again, once you're fully healed, you're trying to make your impact there? You're trying to make that place absolute.
Definitely one of the things that has been a dagger in the heart over the past few months. As you said, coming out of the pandemic, you're starting to see the momentum build up both in our territory and far away. You're starting to see new territories pop up all over the place with a lot of exciting action and talent, which is always exciting and something that you want to be a part of course. You always want to be a part of the building blocks of something that could grow into something big one day. But you know what? I got to be honest. The superstar and myself have given our hearts to the East Coast and a lot of the the places that we've performed for a long. And if I'm gonna talk about comebacks, and if I'm gonna talk about what we're doing and what I'm planning, in the healing process, it's definitely in taking things a little bit farther than where we've been in the past, thinking a little bigger than where we've thought in the past. And who knows, maybe leaving New York behind for a little while. You know what I'm talking about?
Very with that.
Leaving the New York Jersey scene behind. We mentioned the Black G's earlier. He's accomplished some things that I've always aspired to. So, last year, as you may or may not know, the superstar and myself had the honor and privilege of stepping into the ring with the Rock and Roll Express. We've had the privilege of working alongside Black G's for quite some time. So, I got some aspirations that are along the lines of those routes.
Ooh, so maybe just to put a pun in there, on a national level.
On a national level, that's right, baby. How about we take? I'm thinking the Zoltan takes the Z Express to the West Coast. You know what I'm talking about?
There we go. All right. So, and look at that, AJ putting it perfect there, worldwide, right there.
That's right, worldwide, baby. AJ Orsini knows what it's all about. He knows what we want to do. He knows how we want to, and he knows how the baddest man in the land rolls firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So he knows that when we get back on the tracks, it's full steam ahead, and we're not stopping for nobody.
Got you. Hey, respect with that. Respect with that. So again, before I let you go, Kage, I got one last question for you.
Yes,
question
sir.
I ask everyone that comes on. Again, you talked about everything else. Let's talk about when everything is set and done, the end goal for you.
We're talking career end goal.
Career end goal.
Oh, baby. Well, you know what? If I would bring it down to earth for a little second, growing up, there was the dream always, as many of us have. But, with the background, with the personal background, where you come up, where you grow up, the environment and stuff like that, not everybody believes, unfortunately, that some of these dreams are attainable goals. And, coming up, being a pro wrestler, while it sounded nice, and while, it looked great on tapes, and while it was fun to do in our backyards, just the idea of, I'm a little older than some of the guys running around today. So in my day, there weren't 1,000 wrestling schools, on every other block that you can go to. And there weren't, it wasn't as easy to get into the mix and, get into the game as it may be, as it is in 2022. You know what I'm saying? So there was definitely a point for a long amount of time that I didn't really entertain it as a possibility, and call it by chance, call it by coincidence, call it by the universe coming together. I crossed paths with the SAT with Joel Maximo. We met. He opportunity to train with him and gave us that platform. The rest, as they say, is history. So it may sound funny, but I feel like I've accomplished my dream. And I have felt like that for quite a long time. My dream was to be a pro wrestler. I became a pro wrestler. I accomplished that goal. To me, anything past that, the experiences that we have, the friends that we've made, the trips that we've been on, the people we've had the chance to be mentored by, the people we've had the chance to get in the ring with, to me, that all that is bonus. Like everything that came out, like once we got to step in the ring, I remember that first year, that first 2 years, when you're just in there going crazy and you want to throw your body everywhere and you're ready to jump into every car crash because the passion is burning that bright. The passion is still there, But as you've seen, I'm starting to find passion in other avenues when it comes to the wrestling business. I actually very much enjoy my commentating job. I actually very much enjoy being an advocate or a manager or a mouthpiece for talent, because it's something that allows me to use my special talents. But like I said, everything else is bonus. That doesn't mean that the checklist has been completely crossed off, because as you go along and as you start along the journey, you may accomplish one dream, but it just opens the brain up for more dreams, and you want a couple of things. But if I were to make it really basic, I would say the Superstar and I holding tag team gold one more time. That's definitely on the list. And who knows? Yours truly holding some singles gold, once or twice. It doesn't sound too, it even sounded good when I said it coming out of my mouth just there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
there you go. And again,
end game, nothing in sight as of right now. You know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of gas in the tank. And like I told you, I got some surprises coming in the next few months. But who knows? Maybe the Superstar and myself, we've talked about opening up a wrestling school one day. So maybe that's the end goal. And as you know, I'm a man that likes to attack every aspect of the business, and we need a couple of more training camps like that. Something that just doesn't teach you how to do gymnastics.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's always needed.
You know what I'm talking about. I saw your face.
Yeah. Hey, I cannot agree or disagree with that.
Hey, so. You know what? I feel it, baby. You feel it. I feel it. We got unagi going on right now. That's all that matters.
Definitely. There you go. Again, guys, make sure you're following Kris Kage on all of his social media. Go follow on Instagram right there, Absolute Kage. Go on Twitter as well, at Absolute Kage right there. Also, go follow the project. Make sure they finally hit those 1,000 followers on Instagram. Because unfortunately, there's bot accounts. So those things kind of messed up the numbers. But go follow Project Codename Wrestling on Instagram. Go follow the project on Twitter, at Project Wrestle. And again, go support this Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a show. I'll be there as well. It's going to be a fun time, an awesome card. You heard our thoughts on it. And again, there's a whole week of podcasts that you can listen to where guys, again, talked about their whole card right there. So definitely, again, Kage, thank you so much for coming on. This has been great. This has been awesome. And there we go. AJ even putting it in the chat as well. There's the link. There you go.
Shout out to my man on senior right there. He knows. Always the point man. Always hooking it up, backing the team up. And Ray, thank you very much for having us here. Having me here. I have to say thank you on behalf of the Superstar himself as well for his cameo appearance. But thank you.
And again, we'll make it official eventually.
Thank you on behalf of the project. There it is, the sexiest right there. I might have to post that on the wall. I just want to thank you on behalf of the project and everyone, the cast and crew and everything like that, for looking out for us and for helping us promote the show this Saturday. I can't wait to see you there because I know you're going to have a good time. Maybe you might want to join us at the commentators table. We'll work something out, baby.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but there's been some conversation. So we'll see what happens.
Hey,
so
let's go, baby. That's it. You heard it here first, people. You're going to want to be there.
Definitely. But again, guys, as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. And as always, respect the craft. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.